Video number 2 on System 5. I have a lot of poll quiz for you. Why is it called System 5? Comment and I'll answer the question at the end of the video. Okay, I picked this one up this morning, just had a lot to look at it before work because it was completely dead. It didn't appear to do anything, there was no reset, there was no power on reset, nothing appeared to be working. The processor was a little bit green. But I've cleaned the legs up on it and tested another board, it works. And I've taken a couple of the other processors off some of the other boards and cleaned them up a bit. I think they'll both be absolutely fine. Now this one's had a little bit of work done to it already. The socket here has been replaced. We've got turn pins here for the sockets, and strangely enough the matrix RAM has been replaced. This is what JPM called the state machine. As I explained in a separate video, that it deals with lamps like a video display. It stores the part in the RAM and then deals with controlling the lamp matrix afterwards. Quite a novel idea, but it only lasted for System 5. So I picked this one up completely dead. Did a few preliminary checks. I've taken the CPU off because it's in a socket and I wanted to inspect the pins. Pins are all fine, soldering's all good. The leg length on these transistors is a little bit iffy. You see it's a little bit long. One of the legs was shorted together on that M1, but I fixed that. At the minute, excuse the shadows, at the minute, doesn't do much at all. Now, one thing I noticed, hold on, I can use out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Problem pin 15 there, the clock is completely stuck. Which isn't good news. It's not a good start for this one, because what that could mean, and I stress could mean, is that our CF cell here is dead. But I don't think it is, because when I probe there, you see something starts to happen. So it's got something going on. You see it's a bit of an erratic display, but I still don't have a clock anywhere on the board. And that's just a free running oscillator. That's just, I believe it's just connected to an inverter in here on the standard cell, and that generates the clock. And I know there is a clock there, but there's only a clock there with no load. If I put a CPU in here, the clock all stops. But watch this. See if I go here. Just touch this to here. I've got a frequency counter on the multimeter, and I've got a strong, very strong 8 MHz clock from the crystal. But the minute I put a CPU in here, it all dies. And see if I probe the other side of the crystal, I'll get nonsense. But I think going to that side of the crystal there, gives me a good 8 MHz clock. So I think there's something going on with this crystal. or the two resistors associated with it. Now, I've drawn the schematic for this timing clock, and I'll maybe post it up at the end of the video, but basically it's a similar idea to what you get in an impact, but the crystal's connected to two capacitors, and it uses two resistors in a feedback loop, and that basically gives the crystal a sort of a leg up, a little boost, and it helps it trip over and start oscillating and pulsing. And I know, like I said, I know I'm getting something from this crystal, because let's see it out. Because I've got a strong, rock steady 8 megahertz there. But like I said, the minute I put the CPU in this, that goes away. So I think there's something wrong with the crystal down here, or one or both of its feedback resistors. It's not the capacitors, because it wouldn't be pulsing without them. And this CF cell's working because occasionally when I'm measuring the crystal, I'm getting a reset pulse. So this is basically, if this clock's not working, none of this works either. But like I said, I know this clock is working because I can read it, and it's strong. It's rock solid steady. It doesn't deviate from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I said, even if I try and read it up here, I'm not getting much, but I don't think I would. To be honest, I think something has to be touching here. I think it has to be something has to be touching the crystal. I can maybe test that, hold on. Maybe if I just, see if I can get this a shot. Where's the crystal here? It'd be tricky to touch the crystal. Yeah, doesn't seem to have an effect. Sorry for putting these in the dark there, but yeah. That's just one of the interesting quirks you get with oscillators. Sometimes they don't run with a load on them, but if you measure them off load, they're running. So I wonder if it might be my meter actually that's providing the little bit of the feedback loop. I'm going to change that crystal and those two resistors and see how we get on. So I shall be back. You got it in?
Yep.
Have you got me pointing it here as well?
Yeah, and I've got it on play.
Right, just to add this in, and I've got my lads helping me here, so you see we've got no clock there. Watch what happens when I measure the frequency again on my meter. And you see, the clock starts running. That's a massive clue that there's something wrong with the feedback loop for the crystal. So I'm going to change these timing parts and then see how we get on. Okay.
Start short.
That's it. Okay. A bit shadowy in here. So we got a clock back. Board's watchdogging. Trying to get a hand out of the way. Losing some focus. I've got a new CPU in there. That's helping that along a bit. Ended up replacing all of the timing circuit. There was some sort of weird static sensitivity with the capacitors, because the clock would keep freezing up or it wouldn't work when the board was turned on. And then you would just touch it with a logic probe or even touch it with your finger and it would start up. And it actually turned, I think it was actually at the end of the day nothing to do with these. The two resistors were broken, changed them, the clock was running for a bit, but then powered it down and back up and the clock was stopped. And it's only when I changed that one there, C17, that's tied to the clock output pin from the CF chip to the clock input on the CPU. It's a decoupler. Sort of stops the clock bouncing and sort of helps it start on the two. A little bit late at night as usual. I think that has some sort of internal problem where static was affecting it. I mean, I'm not sure, I've never seen that before. You see, this is where we're at now. A nice flashing watchdog signal there. What I need to do now is see that empty space where the 6840 should be. I've got it here. The 6840 there was burning my fingers when it was. Yeah, you can see it a little bit discoloured and bubbled in the back there. Come on! Whatever, it's a 6840 anyway. Just MC6840. But that was burning my fingers, so that was obviously bad. Don't know about the RAM at the minute. They seem to be doing what they're meant to be doing, but it's hard to tell. By the way, there's a hell of a shadow here, isn't there, from the phone? I went through all 4 CPUs and all 4 CPUs work. They're just a bit green in the legs, but we'll save them. We'll put them in turn pin sockets, clean the legs up and resolder any that break. And we have this nice There we go. That's the best I'm going to get tonight, I think. Too much shadows off this light above my head. Got a nice ST F6840 to put in. And that will go in that location there. And we'll see how we go on from there. If need be, I'll bring the big guns down, I'll bring the big logic analyzer down, connect it up, and we'll do some diagnosis, but for the minute, right, more referral. Really must do something to get rid of the shadows at night. So there we can see, look how much better you focus in natural light. New 6840 is in position right there. That's a good sign. How about that then? Probably imagine that, yes. Ain't she pretty? I wonder how Casablanca used to play. These reels are out of Casablanca machine, which obviously unfortunately means the machine ain't there anymore. But Can't save them all. Whoever took these reels out is going to use them to rebuild, well, the fairground, maybe, I think. There she lives. This board's in quite good condition. It's very good condition, actually. That socket's new. Very little battery damage. It looks like there's a wee bit of damage under the processor socket and they've cleaned it up. Can't find anything else. So the fault was, yeah. The fault was this. Well, the combination of faults really. It was a 6840 burning up, and I don't know whether it was the battery that caused it or it was a separate unrelated fault. It had no plug. Which is, oh, it's been resolved now. Just make sure the reset switch works there. Yep, stopped. Yep, should be this. She good. So that's this one just about done and dusted. We'll do the same as we're going to do for the other one. We'll fit a socket there in the position for the sound chip, because that sound chip's not going to get used. It's going to get used with an add-on board or an external amplifier to provide the samples from here. I won't bother connecting all the sound up, we know it works. Because the sound's generated on here, it's not generated there. Yeah. Yep. She runs. So that's 2 out of 5 and... Oh yeah. The transistor leads there are a bit long, but... these transistors here, the leads are a bit long, but I'm not going to really bother with them. They're working, they're not shorting out, they're not heating up, and they won't be affected once you put the cover back on the board. So it's all good. So we'll let Hagen have the last say. I don't know about not the nut, but the board's made magic, and you know, with a little bit of patience, we have another one going. Alright, we'll sign off for the minute. Onwards and upwards, stay tuned for the next one.